Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't seen a single reviewer review this. Possibly because it's an Amazon Prime original, and I don't think people watch those. I really don't. But this was a property I was interested in, so I finally sat down and watched it. I believe it's not the whole season, it's the first 6 episodes of the 2017 release of The Tick. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with The Tick started out as a mascot for a comic book company. He has since become his own comic book character. He is a big blue superhero that goes around and bumbles his way through crime. He's sort of like Motorcycle. Okay, so The Tick is sort of like Bizarro, in that he is that level of stupid, but he is definitely a good guy who somehow does get the job done with a reasonable amount of collateral damage. And whereas he does not suck blood, and why he is called the Tick is kind of a mystery. There is a helicopter, I hate you helicopter. He's an interesting character. And in this, the Tick is played by Peter Serafinowicz. Peter Serafinowicz is a tall guy who is absolutely, perfectly the voice of the Tick. I don't know if he has the physicality down, but he plays the big blue crusader in a perfect, exactly like the Tick is this kind of a character that he is. If somebody saw Superman and said, I want to be just like Superman, this is the Tick. Only the Tick is stupid. Superman is smart, but the Tick is stupid. He's a stupid character with very little in the way of thinking. And this is not discussed. It's very clear on the matter that the Tick is not an intelligent character. He's like, yes, thinking not my strong point. In any case, so he plays an excellent Tick. I will point out that in the trailers, he looks a lot older. And there is something to do with fighting crime gives the Tick youth. We don't know why exactly, but it does. It's kind of just hinted at. It's not a big part of the thing. But this is in the story. And then there is a Griffin Newman. Griffin Newman is Arthur, who, in this one, he's actually registered apparently as Arthur. There's a superhero registration, and he is Arthur. But originally, Arthur was Mothman, but I believe, or the Moth, but I believe because there's other people who are the Moth and the Mothman, he can't be. So he's just Arthur. He wears a moth suit that kind of makes him look like a bunny rabbit. And he is the reluctant superhero that does the thinking and tries to stop the collateral damage. So in this 6-episode mini-movie of The Tick, what you have is the story of Arthur becoming a superhero, accepting his superheroism, and the Tick setting up the support network for their superheroism. And it is hinted at, but not made perfectly clear, that the Tick may have actually had a much longer relationship with Arthur than Arthur is aware of. So this is the thing about the Tick, is that there is a really meta element. I mean, this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th iteration of the Tick to reach screens, and I can't say it is better than the other ones, but I will say it is far more self-aware. It is far more meta. There is a deeper, stronger undertone to this Tick. I don't know if that's a good thing. I'm going to have to wait and see. Because the original Tick, I did not see the cartoon all the way through. I've seen a couple episodes. It seemed pretty surface level to me. But definitely worth watching, and I enjoyed it, but it got canceled. And the live action interpretation before this, I remember watching it and going, yes, I can see why it got canceled. Although I was very sad that it was canceled because it was a pretty good show, but there were major problems with it anyway. So now we have this Tick, which has definite underlying elements that I don't believe were there before. It is a much more mature series that is still just as goofy as the previous two iterations. I'm going to have to say I enjoyed The Tick. I grant it's not for everybody. The TVMA is for bloody violence and possibly some language, but primarily bloody violence. But yeah, okay, overall, if you have the time, I think the 6 episodes are like 22 minutes, 23 minutes each. So you're giving up a little over 2 hours of your life, but I mean, it's not earth-shattering. If you're a fan of The Tick, you're definitely going to love this. If you're not a fan of The Tick, I would say watch the first 2 episodes, give it 40 minutes of your life, and see if you like it. And if you don't, turn it off. Anyway, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Down in the comments below. I'm Richard.